Warm welcome to CA Raja classes and thank you so much for joining this mini and micro webinar. Before we get into the discussion, let me just take a couple of minutes to introduce myself. I am CA N Raja, a chartered accountant by qualification, a teacher and trainer by passion and teacher for 3 lakh plus students worldwide. I started my career as a banker with State Bank of India. Then after a period of 4 years, I got into CA practice. I had my practice for 7.5 years, but I realized my calling is teaching. I started focusing on teaching and training. And today, with the blessings of God, we have 3 lakh plus students worldwide. So now it's time for us to get into the session. What is this qualified opinion? Watch this carefully. Here, auditor is saying the financial statements of the entity is giving true and fair view of the business, but except for certain area. Meaning, he is not saying that 100% of the financial statements are true and fair. He's saying financial statements are true and fair, but in certain area, there is an exception. That is, in particular issue, he has an objection. Maybe it is not complying with accounting standards. Okay, so understand here, qualification means except for certain area, financial statements are fairly presented. So in one area, there is an issue. That issue is not complying with accounting standards. It is not complying with the legal requirements. But that single issue does not make the entire financial statements as wrong. Okay, that's what you see here. It's not pervasive enough to invalidate the entire financial statement. So to summarize, qualification means the financial statements are giving true and fair view except for specific issues. Let me give you an example so you will understand. Let's take the case of a fixed asset valuation. Fixed asset has to be valued. Let's say there is one fixed asset, a factory building. That building was damaged. It has lost its value. So ideally, what this company should have done, they should have revalued the building and they should have written the value of the building at the reduced value, the lost value. Let's say till previous year, the building was valued at 10 crore, but now the building is fully damaged. It means it will not fetch 10 crore. It is done. It means it will not even fetch, let's say 50 lakhs. But if this company is not taking any stand to reveal this to the readers of the financial statement. That is, if in the current year financial statement also, if they are going to reveal the value of building or if they are going to maintain the value of building at the same 10 crore, then that's where auditor is going to have objection. Because now the value of building is not 10 crore because it is fully destroyed. So what this company should have done in their balance sheet, they should have reduce the value of building from 10 crore to 0 and they should have provided for this loss. They are not making it. So what the auditor will do? He will say financial statements are giving true and fair view. Everything is fine except for this fixed asset valuation, except for this building where the company has not done the correct thing. Okay, so auditor will put it in this way. So this could be one example. Let's say another example, a provision for doubtful debts. See, the company has sold goods on credit. Some of the customers are not likely to pay. And when that materializes, this business has to absorb loss. So what the companies will do, if they anticipate that some customers are not likely to pay, they will make a provision now itself and they will charge it to their expenses. They will debit the P&L, they will reduce the profit and correspondingly, they will also create a current liability in balance sheet. But this company is not ready to make provision. They know the customers are likely to default, but the company is not ready to make provision. So here there could be a disagreement between the company and the auditor. Company will say, we will not make provision. Auditor will say, no, based on your experience, based on the past history, several debtors have defaulted in this way. So you have to inform the readers by making a provision. So if there is going to be a disagreement, then here auditor will qualify for this matter. Let's say there is one more item, non-disclosure of related party transactions. It means some transactions has happened between the company and related parties. If it is not specifically disclosed, what the readers of the financial statements will think, every transaction is with all, I mean, not very specific to a related party. So that will lead to wrong interpretations or conclusions. So here the auditor will say, no, you have to disclose the related party transaction. And if the company is not ready to disclose, then auditor will qualify. Okay. So this is what we call as qualification. Thank you for watching this webinar. I am sure you have derived value from this webinar. And if you wish to learn more, I have some good opportunity for you. What is that? Check out. It is this Credit and Financial Analysis Mastery course, exclusively designed for bankers and for those who want to have bankers' point of view. This is a course which we have developed after a detailed analysis, a thorough discussion with several hundreds of bankers and finance professionals. We have identified what is their exact requirement when it comes to SME and corporate credit and financial analysis. In this mastery bundle, I'm going to give you access to various courses. To start with, we have course number 1, Basics of Credit Analysis. In this course, we have explained the basics of credit analysis through various sections, section 1 to 9. Next comes course number 2, that is how to read balance sheet. In this course, we have explained what is balance sheet, how to read them, how to approach them by using real life financial statements. Then comes course number 3, how to do financial ratio analysis like a banker. In this course, we have explained all critical ratios that are analyzed by the bankers, and we have also explained through case studies. Then we have course number 4, how to do cash flow analysis. So through this course you will understand what is cash flow analysis, how to do a typical cash flow analysis. We have used case studies, and reference to Ind AS is also included in this course. Then we have course number 5, that is how to do fund flow analysis. This is a critical financial analysis tool, and in this course you will learn what is fund flow statement, how to analyze them from banker's angle, how to prepare fund flow statement from academic angle as well. So overall 5 courses, each 1499. So aggregate price should be 7495, but you are not going to pay that. For you, it's just rupees 2499 for 1 year access, or rupees 4999 for lifetime access. And it is not yet over, you have some more bonus. Bonus is course number 6, how to carry out credit risk rating for non-trading entities. These are all the topics covered in this course. Then course number 7, it is how to carry out credit risk rating for trading entities. Not yet over, you also have access to course number 8, that is how to prepare CMA report for bank loans. It's a comprehensive course which will run for 8 plus 5 hours, and you will learn entire CMA report preparation process. And course number 9, how to prepare cash budget for bank loans. Course number 10, how to assess fund-based working capital. So in this course you will understand what is working capital, what are working capital credit facilities, and how to assess them, what are the key ratios that are related to working capital, and what are the additional key analysis that will be done by bankers on working capital matters. You will get a comprehensive understanding of cash credit, export finance, and there are certain on-demand videos as well. So 5 plus 5, 10 courses of value close to 15,000 rupees, but you are going to get it for 1 year access rupees 2499, lifetime access rupees 4999. Not yet over. You are going to get access to the 11th course, how to assess non-fund based credit facility. So in this course you will learn about letter of credit, bank guarantee, its assessment as well. Then comes course number 12, how to do term loan appraisal and assessment, because it's a complex process with a lot many technicalities. So this course covers all in detail. And course number 13, basic elements of loan proposal. So how a typical loan proposal will be, what are the basic elements that are covered in this course. And we have course number 14, case study on credit analysis. Various case studies based on practical experience and discussion with various bankers and finance professionals are included in this course. And course number 15, this is about collateral securities, where you get knowledge about collateral securities. So overall it's 15 courses of value close to 22,485. It's 1000 plus lectures. You can subscribe for 1 year access or lifetime access as you wish. These are all pre-recorded courses, so you can access them anytime as per your convenience. You can access them in mobile app or desktop, and for you the price is not 22,485, it is rather 2,499 for 1 year access or 4,999 for lifetime access. You can check the link in description where without using any discount coupon code you can enroll at this discounted price because it's a discount applied link. And not yet over, you're also eligible for some more bonus. The bonus is access to various ebooks and e-resources. You are going to get access to various financial ratios ebooks, financial management related ebooks. You will get access to financial analysis related ebooks, credit analysis ebooks. Not yet over, you will also get access to other resources like test series, templates, audiobooks, video books, career guidance material, and a bonus resource. Check the link in description and enroll now.